let's check the comment section. Fabrico, what is up, buddy? Listen, we're not going to be able to hear anyone.
Are we live right now?
We are live.
Oh.
What up?
Okay. Are we, okay.
Can you hear us? All right. So if you're on the stream and just give us a heads up, let us know if you can hear us. All right. We got Timothy saying, "Hey Nero," but can you hear us?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Are you good? Are you good? Yeah, I don't know if
Can you
they
hear us. Can you hear us?
Just make sure they're hearing the mic and not through the phone.
Audio is good. So Bob says audio is good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Awesome.
Doc is standing in the background. Hello.
Howdy, y'all.
And welcome Steve as well.
Hello.
All the peoples are here.
Howdy. All the party people in the house. Or a lot of people, depending on your perspective.
Yeah. All right. So guys, welcome to the live stream. Here we are. We have got the team with us. And there we have Doc, Steve, and Nero. It is we're a little bit confused about what it is. It's morning. Yeah, we're gonna go with morning for now. And here's what we're gonna do in this live stream today. We're gonna welcome all of you. So hey guys, good to see you. Where are you from? John, Heath, HS, me. Welcome all the guys in the comments. We are gonna run you through a little bit of what we've got going on in the BTT booth today. We're gonna have a little Q&A sesh with the Voron team here. Also a little bit about the background of the Voron project, their personal involvement in the Voron project. And then we're gonna take like a little casual water to try and show you guys some cool stuff. So yeah, we're looking forward to that. Fabrico, what up? Good to see you. Too late, but we do want to show you some cool stuff. So welcome and show the TCT update of the VVD, right? And this time we're not just running. so Nero's seeing it now for the first time as well. Oh, you saw it at Smurf, but it wasn't functional at Smurf. We kind of had retired it after the damage in transit from.
Is this production one or?
This is injection molded now. Okay. So at Smurf we had literally a massive CNC piece of plastic. This is now injection molded, and we took your feedback, and we added a little vent. So now it's got an integrated heater, obviously. So when you're heating, you pop that bad boy open, and it will expel all the humid air. And when you're done, you can seal it back up again, and you're good to go. So this is our VVD. It is busy printing, and there you can see the print in action. And sorry if the bandwidth is a bit choppy. We are in an area where it's difficult to get a good signal. Is it really that choppy? Let me see if I can do something about that. Give me a second, guys. I might just have to jump off the stream for a second while I try to tweak the settings here. Let's see what we can do. I am just trying to tweak the settings here, guys. All right. So let's see if maybe that helps the situation, all right? All right. I have tried to change over to a different VPN setting that will hopefully bump the speed. So you just keep it coming in the comments. Let me know if things are a bit clearer. If the video is choppy, can you at least hear us? Let me know in the comments, and hopefully things are a bit better. Okay, I'm watching Steve's viewing of the live stream. It's like an Inception live stream. And it's looking like it's coming through a bit better. Good. Okay, so grainy we can live with because at least we're getting some video. Okay, cool. So shoot your questions off for VVD. Will it integrate directly into Clipper? Yes, we are working with Kevin. We've contacted him and we sent him some code, and we're gonna get this integrated so that really it's like another CFG. You basically would just have another CFG section. You add your print dimensions, the location of your cutter, and some other pretty simple configs, and that's it. You're pretty much set up, right? Um, in terms of the cutter, well, we've worked with a community member to do a cutter for the VZ-bot. We've obviously got the Filmetrics, and there's another cutter option for Voron. And we have developed this. Let me see if I can bring it around over here. This cool little mod over here that is a little purge system. I just don't want to get my fingers in there and get trapped. But that we demonstrated at Formnext already. So it's a pretty cool little purge system that will purge and eject your filament blobs. So yeah, that will make available as well. And yeah, we'll pretty much have for like the 2.4 and the Trident standard configs that you just pretty much plug in and you go with. We've got the UI developed for Clipper screen, and we're busy integrating that into Mainsail and Fluid as well at the moment. So it's going to be pretty plug and play, really. Yeah. Okay, so some questions. Well, there is a filament cutter coming to Voron. Yes. Well, I mean, the filament cutter's kind of been around for a while, right? That's the Filmetrics. It's more sort of the integrated purge system that we've developed now, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's just a little area where purging is done, and you just plug and play and good to go. Sorry about any streaming glitches, guys. We're doing the best we can in a really crowded area. All right, so
There's a lot here.
yeah, it's pretty crowded, as you can see. Here are our gents. We also have some cool giveaways, but unfortunately, the giveaways on the stream of people at the booth. We're going to have these fine gentlemen over here signing some of the stuff that we will be giving away. So with regards to some of the Voron stuff in particular, we do have some cool new product announcements. As you can see, this is printing on a CryoGrip plate. So that is a new product for Voron. We've got CryoGrip 300 and 350 that recently have been released in the Glacier format. And very, very soon we're going to do the Frostbite as well. What we also have is our new USB Canvas dual boards that we're kind of announcing at the show. They are entering into beta, and these three fine gentlemen will be going home with one in beta format after they visit our offices. So what is cool about these tool boards, they're EBB 36 and 42 format. We have developed them to be extremely hardened products. So they can take direct hits to 24 volts on the data lines. To switch between CAN bus or USB, you pretty much just insert and pull out a jumper. Every single IO on the board is protected. It can take a hit to 24 volts. So they're extremely hardened products. And yeah, 5-volt fan support. Yes, 5-volt fan support on the new EBBs, selectable between 24 and 5. Yeah, so new EBBs that we have coming out. We're excited about those. We're going into beta, and hopefully we will have them in your hands really, really, really soon. We're not going to discontinue the old EBB 36 and 42 because they are a different product segment. These are going to be more premium, high-end. They can support USB and CAN, and they've just got a whole lot of really cool hardware going on them that the previous gen didn't. So this is almost like a Gen 2 versus Gen 1 thing, and Gen 1 is going to keep on existing for those who are happy to do just sort of CAN and keep on with it. Yeah, and what else have we got going on for the Voron side of things? Let's take a walk around the booth, right? Let's have a look together at what we have here. So We've got, so have we got pass-through for USB on the new boards? Yes, we do. We have, actually, that's a cool feature. We've got CAN and USB pass-through in the same port. So when you pull the jumper out to make a CAN communication, the pass-through turns into a CAN pass-through. When you pop the jumper back in, it turns into a USB pass-through. So that's a pretty neat little feature. There's tons of really cool stuff we've done on these boards. Yeah, okay, so our product line over here, some of the cool things, we've got the Eddy, right? Now, one of the really cool things with the Eddy that is in dev is tap functionality. So that is pretty advanced right now. There is a guy, Vladimir, who is frankly brilliant, and he has been working on some fantastic tap functionality. We've been running it for about a month now. It's working seamlessly for us. So he's wrapping up a lot of the dev on that, and we are going to be writing custom documentation for Eddy to work with that tap functionality, and you can expect that documentation to land really, really soon. Keep your eye on the GitHub page and the wiki for updates on that. Let's take a little walk-see over here. We have obviously our driver range over here with some additional EBBs and toolboards going on. These I'm pretty sure most of you guys are familiar with. Shoot off some questions if you have any. What have we got? Questions. The hub. What hub are you talking about in particular? I see a question about hub. You want to specify what we're talking about? Are we talking about this hub over here that Doc is holding? Said little hub. Would that be the K hub? What is he talking about in particular about fixing it? Oh, you, good, good. Sorry, no idea what happened there. We just dropped out. I think most of you guys have seen the Nebula, right?
I haven't.
All right, so this, the story behind this, we were sitting at not TCT, at Smurf last year, not last year, 2023, when we met you guys all in Oxford, and we were kind of bored while we were in one of the Airbnbs, and so we got tinkering away inside SolidWorks, and a year later, this is the result of it, after a lot more dev. So this is a pretty cool guy. It's going to be a nice low-cost extruder. It's got about 7.2 kilos of pushing force, from what I understand. I stand to be corrected. This is all off the top of my head. It's pretty cool in that it's got integrated RGB, easy to clean, get in there and flush things out. It's got a little button on here. It's got integrated filament sensor. So yeah, it's got some pretty cool stuff going on. Again, sorry guys if it's glitching out. It's the best we can do in a really crowded environment.
Large gears for drive. I don't know if you can see that or not. So these are much larger, and it's dual drive on both sides as opposed to single side with like a normal BMG. And then, yeah, a nice, pretty positive latch as far as like tensioning for filament. So you can just grab it and go. But the button here and also the integrated just port here for all your
Sensing, but those are the three wires and just power and ground in there. This went through, I think, 2 or 3 iterations of beta before before it came out. Make this thing a bit more rigid.
Yep.
So yeah, it's been through the testing, and it's working out. Yeah, we're stoked about that. And the key, like I say, was to bring in an extruder that was nice, lightweight, and cost effective. And I think we've reached that goal.
Yeah, this is just me barehanding it and feeling it, but it is lighter than the skeletonized H2V2X. Yeah, H2VX. Whatever I was going to say was wrong. So, but roughly similar footprints, but just different motion system and obviously more.
Planetary.
Yep, planetary. Few more quality of life tweaks on this thing too.
Yeah. So there we go. And this, do you guys know about this, right? So this is the Eco Turbo. It's basically when you take a robot vac and you Frankenstein a board onto the back of a robot vac sucker and turn it into a blower, and you get a really cheap CPAP solution that works really well. So that's Eco Turbo. Great. And let's do another little walk-see. All right, so I mean, we've got some stuff going on here, which is like, we'll just check it out. This is the bamboo series, the Panda shelter, which can be vertical or horizontal. We got it in the horizontal mix over here. And it's running the little Nomi, which you can probably see going on over there. Whoa. Yeah. I'm hoping that you guys are seeing and hearing this. Please keep updating me in the comments. Down at 240p, sorry about that. Like, it is the best we can do. We're going onto the best network we could find. It's just, there's thousands of people in here. Alrighty, so let's have a look at some other cool stuff. So, Nero, you built one of these bad boys, and at the time you built it, it was a bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, the original. You guys have updated it all.
So we worked with Sam, and
soon I'll be rebuilding this with a newer file.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
Steve, did you build one?
I built one before there were kids.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I was there when it was written.
Exactly.
back in my day.
All right, very cool. So these are the, in case you guys are wondering what we're talking about, this is our new functionals range, and this is the Death Racer. This is the big boy. So we've been working closely with Sting on the construction. Make us on again.
What?
All right, and we're back. And we're back.
Hello.
Sorry, guys. It's
It's very
it's
phone
patchy.
busy area through VPN.
You can imagine. Yeah.
Videos up.
What else are we rocking over here? Okay, so that's the functionals range. Of course, you got the really cool little basketballs. Go for it. Show us what you got, bro. That's the small version, right? Whoa.
Better than my ABS one.
Yeah, no, your ABS one took a punch. It wasn't that happy. All right, cool. What else are we working with? Let's show a really cool little community project that we've got over here. So one of the Voron community members decided that he was going to have his personal take on a
Oh, this is printed.
it's printed AMS. It is a printed AMS, legit. Sorry about the lag, guys. If you're just joining now, we are doing our very best. It's just we're behind a VPN in a very congested area. So And yeah, this is this project called PANS. It is a community member that went out there and was like, I'm just going to design an AMS style system in my free car, and he called it the KMS. And it's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it's sealed, feeds, does the job. Like, it's really cool. You can see it busy in action over here, printing.
That is actually wood. That is
Yeah, he's
wood.
yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
They just laser cut some wood for the panels.
I mean, it worked.
So, I mean, you wily with the walnut panels.
CNC motherboard availability. So CNC motherboard, yeah. We've got the Scylla that's available. Doc is running off.
Right now.
Off he goes right now. ever trusted Doc? There he is there, fetching. All right, Doc. So we got the Scylla here, and let's see what we've got. A 5-volt relay on it. If you know, you know. We had a little bit of a hiccup with some 12-volt relays, but we've made it right with everyone who got a 12-volt relay.
You mean you had a limited edition of
A limited
5-volt
edition
relay?
12-volt
Silly.
relay edition, yeah.
That's totally a joke. It's not actually supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be 5 volts.
Yeah. Anyway, so there were about 40 or 50 boards that made it out with the 12-volt relay on. But this is the Scylla, right? So this is the big boy of the CNC boards. And I mean, this has got all the bells and whistles on it, and it's at such a good and reasonable price. And then we've got the Rodent as well, which is also very reasonably priced, and has a ton of bells and whistles. But you can see it's more compact than Scylla. So this is enough to run your sort of bench top CNC mill, like your Milo. It'll do Milo. It'll do the rat rig mill as well. It's a really cool little board. It runs fluid NC. It's got an ESP32 on there, so you got wireless connectivity. Man, I love this little board. Very, very cool little board. That's your road. So yeah, CNC boards are available, and I think maybe the Voron team, you guys can since they're asking about CNC, what's happening with Cascade? I mean, Cascade's announced, right? It's
Cascade's announced.
Yeah,
Yep.
Cascade's
It's
announced.
getting closer.
all right.
Getting closer every day.
So Scylla won't be like the only board on Cascade, but it will be compatible.
One of the
with,
optional ones.
Yeah, one of the options for
Yep,
Cascade.
absolutely.
Yeah, because with everything Voron, it's you build it the way you want.
You build it the way you want it.
There's a there's a reference that you don't know what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, you can go out and whatever.
Well, even if you know what you're doing, there's certain points where it's just going with something you know works, as opposed to taking an absolute flyer. Because at a certain point, just having a product that works and having it on the market reasonably affordable, even for us who've done this a bunch, I mean, Steve's got more printers than I've got hair left at this point.
Well, I mean, it's not a challenge.
No, it isn't. But, I mean, you use, commercially available boards in all your builds just because
It's easier.
it's like all of my stuff is standardized across all my 2.4s uses a circuit controller board. All my Tridents use a circuit controller board just because I know that works. And it's just copy, paste, configs.
Agreed. Okay, yeah. So some questions about Linux CNC. Linux CNC is in is it Remora that is being worked on for the H7s? Steve Builds just said Cascade in April.
No.
But close. Close.
Soon, trademark.
Soon, TM. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so what is this? We have Nero asking some questions about a product over here.
I'm a big fan of it. What
A
is
big fan.
It's a-
It's a big fan. No, there we go.
this is a current air fan, isn't it?
It's a yeah, exactly. It's oh goodness gracious. So the jet lag's gotten to me. What is the crossflow? Crossflow.
Yeah,
Crossflow. There we go.
crossflow.
Yeah.
I like curtain air, but
Curtain air
the
crossflow. Yeah.
fun thing about 3D printing, there is so many different terms for different things,
Exactly.
and nobody can decide on what is the proper term.
So this is for an A1. It's sort of. Do we have an A1 around here? I think there's one inside there.
Oh, this is for the A1?
Yeah. So it would go onto the back of the gantry,
Oh, okay.
and it blows the whole air curtain. Because you the P1S.
Yeah, you have the
And on the X1, we've got the crossflow fan. So this basically adds cross-flow to the A1.
There's really nothing stopping you from putting this on really any printer, though.
Any printer, I mean, any sort of Cartesian bed slinger, or heck, like any printer, yeah, you want to pop it over there,
Put it on
and
your
it'll do the trick.
V2.
And the cool thing is it's super freaking lightweight because we had to make it lightweight so that the gantry didn't drop on the A1. Yeah, so yeah.
And these aren't as loud as traditional blowers, if I remember correctly.
No,
These
it's not
use
loud
the
at all.
centrifugal type fan.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if it would fit on there because that's got the motor on the. Let's check.
Oh, that's
Dockers.
the reality, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, cut off of that.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
much, and they would hang out right about there. You could make it work.
Yeah. Yeah, that we took the screws out for demo to be able to show people stuff.
Well, that's why I'm borrowing that because. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, you can make it work.
Yeah, flip it like that, and away you go.
Yeah, so it'll blow across the bed.
Allegedly.
Cool.
And it has lights.
And you can see over here, while we're here at the Creality High, that we have already nomified it because, you know, why not? In fact, Creality are pretty cool. They came to us and they were like, guys, we love what you're doing with the Panda series. Can you do it to these machines? So they dropped off a bunch of machines and we got a bunch of cool stuff coming for the Creality machines now as well. All right, so Voron team. We have a few things that we are going to give away to people here. Yeah, a couple of giveaways, and we're going to sign them. As you can see, there are a bunch of people around who are pretty eager. So, Rich, do you want to announce that we're going to do a few giveaways now, and they'll be signed by the Voron team? Just let everyone around know.
What are we? You mean right now to people around us?
Yeah, yeah. All right, and while we're busy with that, let's push this bad boy here because my arm is getting wrecked.
Oh, yeah.
And shoot some questions off. Stream has improved. Yay. We are trying. Yes, and by trying I mean we're hoping. We're hoping that the 4/5G actually starts working properly. Oh, this is cool as well. So that's something that a whole lot of people have been waiting for. It is actually there are free ducks. There's a whole basket of half printed. There you go. There you go, free ducks. So yeah, this is the Panda Sense. This connects to the Panda Touch, and it's R2C. And you get to basically get humidity and temperature sensing within the chamber using the Panda Sense. And that is literally due for release. Like, if it's not already on sale, it's going to be going on sale in like a day or two. It's 100% ready. And yeah, some really interesting stuff that we did when developing this. So here's an interesting question. When you're doing a temperature humidity sensor, can you just use any type of plastic to enclose?
Because
Polycarbonate, ABS, nylons, and the effect, we thought, I mean, how real can it be? We've got the graphs, we'll put them up on the product page. You're looking at 5 to 10% higher relative humidity when you put it in the wrong material. And in the end, yeah, no, it's real. Like, we've got the graphs, you'll see that. It's wild how big the difference is. Polypropylene. You've got to go with PP. So that's ultimately, this is nylon SLS printed, just for demonstration. But the actual parts, they're all in like a clear see-through polypropylene.
This product is for what?
So that does temperature and humidity sensing inside the units, yeah. And it connects directly to the Panda Touch. Plugs in the bag.
I'm sure you
You
can.
can say what sensor is that using?
Gee, that is a good question. I think it's, so it would be the raw chip, right? And I think we went AHT, it's the latest AHT.
So that it may also be compatible with things like Clipper, because that Clipper has some built-in.
I'm pretty dang sure it will be, yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, it looks like it's I2C.
Yeah, it's R2C. It's
Yeah,
R2C.
so
So you can take that and you pop it into anything. And yeah, like I say, the cool thing is this enclosure, like it's good stuff. Like it was developed with a ton of testing and research to show that it performs well. It doesn't artificially oscillate.
Is the magnet going to be in the release version?
Yeah.
So that makes
Like I
it
said,
easier.
you just pop it in wherever and it's good to go.
Tape a magnet somewhere and plug that heck 15 out of an extruder. Yeah, screw and done.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we have the Voron team all together, let's I don't know if we can zoom out here. I think we got kind of everyone there anyway. Yeah. So I think kind of everyone on the stream probably already is aware of the history of the Voron project. Okay, let's do like a summary in 1 minute. Voron project. Doc, go. As official spokesman.
Thanks. So started in 2015 with RCF, Russian cat food. Decided he wanted his own 3D printer. He had a printer bot, simple metal, but he wanted more and bigger, and he didn't want to spend the money. So he decided, as many of us do, how hard could it be? And thus Voron was born. In 2017, I got involved with Voron because I decided how hard could it be. I wanted to build my own 3D printer. And it turns out this is where Morgan Freeman's voice enters the narration and says, it turns out it actually was harder than he expected. And since then, I've been involved with the Voron team just kind of as testing, development, and also handling kind of the boring parts of working with industry and things like that.
He does the page.
Yeah, I do all the boring paperwork. To allow people like Steve and Max and Eddie and all of the rest of the design team to actually focus on making cool things. And so some of the things I've had a hand in, 2.4 and all the 2.0 to 2.4 releases, Phoenix that you saw at Smurf and Rocky Mountain and everything like that, which by the way is still coming soon. It's a big printer and it's slow to get all the
It's
documentation.
hard to get as many hands-on testers on a machine as possible.
Yeah.
And the advantage of like the D2s and the Tridents, they're they're not cheap, but like a lot of people on the team can afford to just buy the stuff to build a machine. With Phoenix, it's an expensive machine and it's huge.
It might not fit through a US spec residential internal
Yeah,
hallway.
like the reason I haven't been doing any Phoenix stuff is I literally don't have.
We've all seen your streaming.
I got no room. I got room for that. So
You would have to hang it from the ceiling.
So the problem is, the machine is functional. They do exist. A couple of them, they do exist. It's just that last little 5-10% getting it up to our standard, where it reliably, especially with the price, we don't want to put out something that costs that much. People dive into it and then they're like not happy with the result. So it's that last like 5 or 10% get it over the line, and then it'll be.
All right,
So
that's cool.
speaking of Phoenix, and also because we are here at the BIGTREETECH booth, one of the things that came about
Because of Phoenix,
Phoenix is
the Kraken.
the Kraken, which is the story behind the Kraken is.
So you hit me up, right?
Yes, I literally went to Luke and said, Luke, I need the mother of all control boards. He's like, well, I mean, we've got our external drivers and all these other things. Like, no, you don't understand. I
We're back.
We're back. So we were talking about the Kraken and overbuilt goes beyond on 8, EMA 23s, and things like that, like we do for Phoenix. But once again, this anything
Yeah.
just to drive a lot of steppers and a lot of current.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the heat sink alone is a good chunk of aluminum.
Yeah, no, that we had to do a custom extrusion mold through.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah, you got the fins there.
it goes through a custom extrusion and then it goes through a CNC.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and Steve is very fortunate to have the Setva. Kraken. There you go, one of a kind Setva. Setva. I was driving around the UK at the end of 2023 off the Smurf. And we are like, hey, you know what would be cool is if we send everyone a custom Kraken. So instead of having like the Kraken there, I thought, you know what would be cool is if we make it like the Steve in, right? And then like the Nero in and the Doc in. And then I was so tired after Smurf that like, oh, sorry. You know what we did? I called it Canon, remember?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did a Can A now.
Can A, there you go. Yeah, anyway, I was so tired that I completely messed up Steve's notes. And I called it the Septon or something like that. Set of in, yeah. I was, classic title. That was exhausted me trying to do something fun.
Story of my life.
So Kraken was cool for that. That came up as a result of what? That was Murph 23. At Murph 23, you're like, hey, so we have this idea. And I remember sitting in Boise, Idaho at a friend's house and like popping with you over Discord and having meetings with the guys back home and deciding we were just going to do this thing and go wild with it. And that's how the Kraken was born.
But so I'm part of just like the bad ideas group. I'm going to throw Steve under the bus. That's all right. I'm going to ask him to speak now. Because Steve actually helps do the really cool stuff, which is take ideas and turn them into really cool printers. So Steve, do you want to talk a little bit about your involvement?
Yeah, exactly. When did you jump
what has your
Voron?
fingerprints in it?
So I discovered Voron searching, just came across it on Reddit, right, in 2019.
Red subreddit?
No, I think I came across the Voron Reddit.
Okay.
In a search.
What were you doing in 3D printing before that?
I was working on my custom Hypercube evolution.
All right.
So I started out with a CR10, the original CR10, single lead screw, everything, 12 volt. I ended up buying a pre-order Marshall base, and then was working on a custom Hypercube evolution. But I was in revision and design loop with that. I never finished it. I came across Voron and saw there at the time there's V2.2 out there, and it just looked cool. It looked so cool. I had to build it. So I go to Vegas every year for the SEMA show. And that year, it just so happened that both friends I was going with had canceled like the day before the day of that event. So I went solo and spent my evenings in the hotel and scouring AliExpress.
And you self-sourced?
Oh yeah, that was the only choice back then.
There was
no other choice.
Where kids started doing the
Yeah, the V2, before the V2, they weren't really
Which wire was the first hit? Yeah.
But that was an announcement with the V2. 2.4.
Yes.
The 2.4 switch wire could be.
Well, no, so Switchwire was separate, and then it was originally going to be Merv 2020, where it was going to be 2.4, 1.8, and V0 all the same day, and then 2020 happened, and Merv didn't happen, so that was released later in the year, and then Switchwire came shortly thereafter, but Switchwire was really, because Switchwire is the simplest in terms of the hardware model, was the first hit that we, at least I'm aware of.
All right.
So I built my first Voron, helped out, had a couple of suggestions for RCF on things, caught the team's eye, became a member of the Voron team in May of 2020. I was one of the very early helpers on Switchwire. I have Switchwire serial number 1.
Yeah, you beat me back.
Yep. And Max, of course, has serial number 0. gave that away. A V1.9. What do we want to do on it? Do you want help? And I had a lot of energy and a lot of time. So out of that came Trident.
Right. Yep. Which, yeah.
Trident is my main project I'm in charge of.
All right.
But I've been involved with, I mean, if you
If you don't know what board to build a Trident.
Yeah.
That's the running joke with Steve.
Yeah.
But I do like.
It's true.
I'm a fan of building Tridents.
It's a fun. The V2 it depends what side. If you go, the bigger you go, the more the V2 makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
You can't go wrong. Right?
yeah, either way, like they both have, I think, like their particular flair.
The
Like,
lower center of the gravity of the V2 makes sense.
exactly. Well, for short frames, yeah, it's pretty good. Trident's probably a little bit easier to knock out.
That's why I say if you don't know which one to build,
Yeah,
Trident. If you can't justify one or the other, the Trident probably makes sense.
Yeah. I personally prefer the V2. When I am going for anything, like if I just want to click print, by default I find myself gravitating toward the printer selection menu on a walk around. I'll drop down the V2. That's just where I'm at. Like, and I got a bunch of bamboo machines and everything. I just prefer V2. I guess it's because I built it and there's like a bit of personal touch in there. But also the quality the thing produces is just downright fantastic. Like it does a better job than any other machines I have. So V2, I love it. All right.
Hi.
The creator formerly known as Nero, now as our Canadian Canuck creator. Tell us your story.
So my story is I got into 3D printing late 2017. My wife bought me a monoprice select mini.
And when was that? 20?
Late 2017.
Okay. Monoprice select mini.
And within about 2 weeks of having that machine, I had outgrown it. And it's only like 120 millimeters cubed per
Yeah.
So at first I started looking up how to upgrade it, how to make it bigger. There's all kinds of janky bodies for that machine. But I went on the RepRap subreddit. And if you go on most subreddits, the first thing you do is you sort by all, top all time. And it's like, show me what you got. And literally, like at the time, it's still up there. If you go on RepRap right now and search top all time, one of the top posts is from Max with his Voron. It wasn't the V1, it was just called the Voron. And I'm like, at the time, if you were in 3D printing around that period, there was a lot of jank. There was a lot of wires everywhere. Everything was kind of just like, I won't say sketchy, but everything looked very kickback. And the Voron looked really clean. So it was between like that and a fuse box that I was looking at, and I ended up like building a Voron. So at the time, it was Slack. So I joined Slack. I built a V1. I built too big of a V1. I built like 300 by 300. Yeah, it was too big. And then I was like, this is cool. And then the V2 like had just come out as soon as I finished my V1, and I'm like, well, this is cool, but this is even cooler. So I ordered the frames for that the day my son was born. So fun fact, if you ever need wifeful approval to do a big purchase, wait till she's all hooked up.
In labor.
With the epidural, and then she'll say yes to anything. So she let me buy the frame for my V2 that day. And then when we moved over, it was just kind of like, oh, you built the Voron, welcome to the team. And then when we moved over to Discord, everything kind of got, okay, this is the Voron team. But even then, it was kind of like, there was no like set criteria. So I like to think I kind of got grandfathered in because I just been around long enough to just get grandfathered into the team. When it comes to like which Vorons I have fingerprints on, testing a bunch of them, that's like I haven't done a lot of design. Like I'm just learning CAD now. But my background is in injection molding. I'm a mold maker by trade, so I have a lot of hands-on experience with like building stuff, testing stuff, whatnot. So I did a lot of testing back today. Like I had like V0 number 3. He beat me on a switch wire by like 2 days. So like I was really involved with testing the early versions of the raw machine. Lately, I haven't done as much, just because I've kind of moved to other stuff, mainly the too, because my instructional videos and whatnot on my YouTube channel, I brought a lot of people into Voron. So yeah, I do instructional videos, tutorials. I still do stuff behind the scenes, but it's not what I used to do. And hopefully I'll get the time to get back into it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's been like, what, 7 years? So it's like, and it's a hobby too. People need to understand, like, this is all a hobby.
exactly. I mean,
Nobody
what
on the
has been
Voron team,
produced?
like, nobody's filling out what you call it T4. Nobody has Voron tax documents.
Yeah, like there's no 1040 for Voron Design or anything like that.
So you have people join the team, do a bunch, and then they take time off, and sometimes they come back. It's an open source hobby group. It's not a Panda. No, it's not a Panda. So yeah, it's just, we're all volunteering our time, and sometimes you get busy, sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
It's what it is. So.
I mean, we were chatting in the car yesterday, and we were saying on the way to, on the way back from the airport, right, that pretty much for a long time, if you wanted a printer that it was just hit go and forget and come back and grab it, and you were going to get good quality out of it, the only route to that was a board.
Yeah.
So to have achieved this as a bunch of hobbyists is pretty dang impressive. And the reality is, when we look around us at the Core XY machines coming out now that are kind of like viral shelf with print and forget, they came from boards. It's like
There's a lot of it support behind
the,
Voron inspired printers.
the X1C and the P1S were inspired by the Trot. Bamboo have openly said that's where they
It's in
started.
their patents.
Yeah.
They reference
It came from the Trot. Like,
there was a period, and I like to think a lot of the big growth of Voron was, like, as much as it sucks, is thanks to COVID, was a lot of people were locked down in their house,
Yeah.
and they had their vacation money they couldn't do anything with, they couldn't go anywhere, and they got into 3D printing. The busiest Voron I'd ever seen grow,
yeah.
because we can look at the Discord for metrics and whatnot, was during COVID, because everyone was like locked down and had nothing to do, so everybody started.
And then B0 did get released during COVID.
Yeah, zero a lot because there's nothing else to do. But there was a period there where if you wanted a good printer, you pretty much had to build there. Yeah, you can buy off the shelf machines, but there was like a group of people that they wanted this result, and they were okay with buying it, or but they'd rather not. But the only option was to buy. But now you can just basically buy printers that do what a Voron does. So we've kind of lost that segment of the market. People that they didn't care how they got the machine, but they just wanted the easiest option. Building was the easiest option for now, but now you can just buy one.
Well, and the other thing I would say is, like, yes, the Voron project does not inspire market, but there's other great designs out there.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm sure I'm really projects. I know you've got other
Keyboard still.
这个是必须的吧？
是的，是的。
上次跟你说的就是这个啊，
我
我买的是那个叫红岩的那个板子，质量还可以，但那家的客服很垃圾，非常非常垃圾。
So it's kind of a loop, if you will, where one project or one product will inspire someone else. Someone will say, "Hey, that's a really cool idea. I want that, but I want this to do it for this thing." So, like, you've got the KMS over there. And it's very much inspired by the basic KMS. Completely open source DIY, but you've also got the AMS inspiring.
哎，我靠，这次错都不发现了。
And that's what's great about communities and I'm not gonna call it pop because there are Vorons that are being used for professional stuff.
我们预算准备得了，
Other
不知道还
machines that would be considered
我不知道，人家给我吧，他们在主办的，他们找了个。等一下，我拿一下。天哪！
production and commercial stuff and like that. But people see one way of doing things and decide, I want that thing, and I want to do it a slightly different way. And so being in this space and in 3D printing is really, it's unique in that aspect. That just because someone does a thing doesn't mean that's the only way of doing it. And everyone takes inspiration from everyone else. And a lot of people in this space still fully admit standing on the shoulders of giants and being able to really acknowledge the work that others have done that have inspired them to be where we feel. So, I mean, it's great if you look at the original, the 1.0, and you take original reference, in the innovation industry in the United Kingdom to this day, you can actually see a lot, but it's still an extrusion frame. That, and so there is that inside the space, which again is funny. I've actually still got an SKR 1 in my spare parts bin that and I've got a bunch of other boards as well in said spare parts bin, but the entire evolution of the marketplace is really continue to help drive innovation too. And so once again, that whole closed loop of idea, innovation, products, and then what do you do with the products of that innovation?
Yeah.
You're in development. You get to see the cool things that people have done with BIGTREETECH.
And like stuff that we never would have ever dreamed would have happened. And guys are doing it out there. It's pretty dang wild. Let's just check with Steve. How's the stream looking? Is it actually streaming or?
I think I screwed something out there.
Okay, Steve was paused. Guys, can you hear us? Can you see us? And if so, shoot some questions off for the team here. We got the chat.
I mean, it's really late back home.
Yeah.
It's like
And they will be done. Okay, so for those who did join and have held through all the disconnects and the laggy stream and the low res, sorry for that. We're going to do a little giveaway for you now. It is unannounced, but Jane, if you're on the stream, and I'm pretty sure you are, wave. Hello. Yeah, you got us. So if you're on the stream, Jane, I'm going to need your help for this giveaway here. So what should we give away? We'll give away something Voron related, just in the spirit of the event. Like I said earlier on, we've got the new cryo grip build plates for the 300 and 350s. So let's give away some cryo grip build plates, right? And let's see, we're going to have to dig deep here for some questions. In what year did the Canuck creator receive his first 3D printer?
oh, you had to pay attention to the stream.
You had to pay attention to the stream to answer that. If you are right, you get a build plate of your choosing, but Voron 300 or 350 size.
Looks like Hot's Garage.
In what year?
Holtz's Garage got it. Oh, it's on Facebook as well.
Oh, okay, so we got some guys. Okay, good. So, Jane, find out the person. Trevor, you're on the stream. On the stream as well. Welcome, Trev. Trevor was the guy who developed the VisiBot cutter that we worked with and turned it into a product.
Oh, awesome.
Welcome, Trev. Yeah, the I think we're calling it Magneto. Sure, yeah. Cutter. Good. So Jane, just find out who got that answer first. And okay, for another prize, what was his first printer?
How used to be for all these questions?
Is he standing right there?
You're right, yeah. You're the easy target. What was his first printer? Whoever gets that first, you also get a bull plate.
Ice King. I guess we're all going to bring it on Facebook, so I don't know what the.
I see Jason here. Jason here looks as if he might have nailed it first. So what we'll do is we're going to get Jane to skim through the logs and find out who got it first. And Jane, if you can just find out the right answer for the first question, Jane, was 2017. So find the person who got it right first on either Facebook or YouTube, and then find the person who got it right first on either Facebook or YouTube for the second question, Monoprice Elect Mini. And we'll call your names out. Jane, if you can just put their names in the chat. And yeah, then we will get your details and arrange to have your build plate shipped off to you. A full-size Glacier build plate for the Voron. Well done, guys. There you go, Holt's Garage. Well done, congratulations. And Jane, who for the second prize? Okay, so Jane will announce you on the stream for the second prize. She'll let you know. We're actually still streaming pretty smooth. Well done, guys. I mean, the res isn't great, but at least we've got audio and video. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Very, very
I don't think we'll be able to walk around.
Yeah, we were planning on doing a little walk around TCT.
I don't think it's. I think this one spot you have it is.
Whatever.
Not a live stream. Maybe like a compilation of us visiting other booths
Yeah,
later and
yeah.
stitch it together and post it at some point.
We'll probably do something like that.
I mean, as I'm making more work for people other than myself.
Yeah,
That was my plan. Yeah, the video.
Cool.
I mean,
We'll do that.
we're really good at delegation.
Yeah, there you go.
So they keep me around.
Oh, zombies around. What's up, Austin? How you doing, bro? We'll catch you this year at RMRF again. Sorry about the lag. So Gilliam, what's that? Guillemero, whatever. We have done the Vivid already, buddy. We did a little bit earlier. We've got the demonstration units here, and they're doing their thing, and they're very different to what you saw at Formnext. They have come a long way. I'm gonna tempt things and move across to one of the Vivid things now. If it disconnects, it's because you guys asked about Vivid. So here we go. Oops, sorry. This is Vivid over here. Dock to the rescue. So here is something that we printed on Vivid. Little dude. And here is Vivid has just finished printing this.
On a cryograph plate.
Or is it finished? I think it's actually busy printing. Yeah, it is. It's doing a color change to yellow at the moment, and it's busy purging. So there we are. It's Vivid, and it is busy taking a little purge over there. Yeah, and Vivid is looking at coming in at around 250 for the unit without a heater, and probably around 300 for the unit with a heater. If you look up here, this is the vent for the heater. You pop that open and it'll vent out. You seal it and it's nice and sealed. And then here we have our DVD. You can see it's just done a filament change. So earlier on when I shot, it was blue on the yellow. So your RGB here pretty much indicates what is being fed in there. So it was blue, which means it had that fed through the buffer. It was detecting there. And now it's blue on the green, and off it goes. And it is now, it's done with its purge. And it is resuming the print, I think, on the green. Yeah.
Yep. The load and unload is determined by the length of the tube, but how fast is it moving?
We've got these dialed back quite a bit at the show. Just like, you never know what's going to happen. The demo gods smile favorably upon you when you dial things back reasonably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in a production unit, I actually haven't measured the millimeters per second, but it's a reasonable speed. You're going to be going pretty much at the same speed as most of your MMU sort of units out there when it's pushing and retracting your filament. Yeah, it's configurable as well. So if you feel like taking a chance and jacking it up, you can. It's all there in the config file. Yeah.
You might want to put a cross base.
So why wouldn't you make it so that the color of the LED showed the color of the filament currently loaded? Well, you see, Ryan, that is the really cool thing about Clipper. These are just RGB LEDs. You can make them do whatever the hang you want. There's RFID in the VVD, so it will scan your filament. It will know what color it is. And based on that, you can pretty much write a macro to make the LEDs do pretty much whatever the hang you want. The default settings are, as you see them here, blue for loaded, green for present but not loaded, red for not loaded, or red for not present. Yeah, and pretty much if you want to make it so that it changes to the color that is loaded in there based on the RFID, you can do that. No worries, it's just an RGB LED. Yeah, color sensor could be used if you wanted to do that, but there's also RFID, so that's also possible. How is the software installed? The software is installed basically by
It's just Clipper, right?
we're looking at integrating it directly into mainline Clipper. So it's going to be like when you add, I don't know, like a probe, and you add the probe section, and then you add the necessary config for it. You would just add the necessary config section for the DVD, and then so yeah, the blobifier device is in there. I can show you. It is busy blob. Doesn't take nicely to that. So I hope I'm back now. But there you go. There you go. So yeah, it's done a color change and it's busy printing again. Off it goes. Are we back, Brad? Are we back? Tommy, are we back? I think we're back. Steve?
Nobody's asking what temperature.
Heat attempts of the soft filament. It's just not going to feed. Automatically dropped on. You can override. I think we max out at 50 during a print. Heat it to 50 during print. But outside of that, we can go up to 65. So it's pretty good heater. So there you go, guys. That is the VBT. Yeah, you can basically turn up 4 of them currently. In theory, you could do more. It's just that we kind of limited it at 4 for now, and then we'll look at expanding the firmware and doing more. Cool. You're back. Good, guys. Shoot questions if you have any. This is what we're currently doing. Yeah. No. And our Voron team kind of all showing your own. So any questions? Otherwise, we will call it here and we will do some filming of some other cool stuff at TCT and show you what we filmed and found a little bit later. But let us know if you have any questions and we'll try and answer them before we disconnect.
Release date for this?
Release date for the BBD.
I mean, there's the obligatory soon, but
So BBD, we are looking at pretty much going into beta in about 3 weeks. And then, yeah, it'll be done kind of when it's done. Is the thing we're targeting end of May, but we're just not going to release it for the
it's better to release it right as opposed to release it and hope the community can fix it later.
Exactly. So we'll. My gut feel is maybe a little bit later of the day. I'm just expecting a lot of feedback coming from the beta group yet, and we'll correct some group. And obviously, with each bit of feedback, it means that we might have to change schooling the production lines, so that can take time. We don't want to rush it, but ideally, end of May, probably maybe end of June.
So second half of 2025 is a realistic number.
Yeah. Any new Manta boards on the radar? There is a board called the Quacken.
Not the Kraken, but the Quacken.
Quacken, which we were discussing, and so that's kind of your Kraken with a compute module slot. So that has been on the radar for a while. It is, yeah. In the works. It's in the works. It's in the works. So I hope that answers that.
That's a big board.
It's stupidly large board. It's like getting PC motherboard level size.
Yeah.
We're just going to go ahead and go with ITX form factor on it and call it good.
Actually, that might not be a bad idea.
I've heard of worse ideas. I've had worse ideas.
I mean, you'll have cases for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Fractal Designs era sitting right next to your computer.
That's a good question. Thanks for that. Boards for bamboo machines. Yeah, so that's a project that has kicked off.
What is it?
Basically, brain
Board,
transplant.
bamboo machines.
Oh, yeah.
Panda Cyborg is
I
kind
mean,
of the.
technically, if you think about it, like, like the thing with 3D printers, no matter how, like, even though if you go back to like 2015, we're still using the same motors. It's 8 to 17, a heater, like the electronics, there's nothing stopping you from just gutting the electronics and replacing it.
And the cool thing is what we have planned when you look at like Q1S.
Yeah.
Got the electronics out of that, and you can put in a SBC that's more powerful. So it can take a 720p camera and do 30 frames a second.
Yep.
It's running using a standard camera interface that's pressed on a wide SBC on the green plan for that. So we'll do 30 frames a second. You'll be able to push the bed to full 120. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do.
Basically, training.
Exactly. We'll integrate into any internet launch that it can do rapids already there. It'll have a nice 5-inch touchscreen. Yeah, so those are on the way. Some pretty cool stuff on the way. Run on Clipper. Yeah, it will run on Clipper. And then I guess, like Doc was saying early on, you kind of get the full loop, right? Like you get the closed loop, like the tried a whole lot of hardware that kind of was used and tried would be making its way back, and anyone else will be coming back to Clipper. So yeah, it'll be a fun little project that is on the way. Yeah, we got some friends here. We got Mark from Peopoli, which hey Mark.
We're live streaming right now, just so you know.
Yes, Mark. Welcome. Hey Mark. So he's around here as well. Yeah, guys. Any other questions? Let us know.
Okay.
Death Racer is doing great. Much better than the version I originally built. Good to hear, Austin. Shoot your other questions off, Steve.
I heard someone ask if there's any
Nozzle cam plans. We actually did have a nozzle cam project, but that project, I'm not too sure it's out right now. It's probably about 50% of the way through development, but kind of paused for the time being while we are getting our new EVB boards out. So we'll probably pick that up again once those are out.
I wonder what the actual demand is. I've got a couple of them, and then
I think in the past it was a pain in the ass because you had to run another cable.
yeah, you pretty much also have to run 2 cameras because you can't really monitor or transmit the nozzle cam because you only have that such a narrow field.
And like Obico, or however you pronounce it, you can't use the nozzle camera really. It still requires that like bed plate.
Very anomalous, I think.
I haven't used Obico in recent iterations, so they may have added that functionality and I missed it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I stand corrected.
It's like, I think it's far more focused on that now than it is the other.
Interesting. All right.
And it does like deep analysis using that.
Oh, nice.
It's obviously a lot closer and can tell.
Just throw AI and everything.
Exactly. It's just like, nah, that is not working out. What are the exact things, the exciting things that you've seen? It's like the first morning, right? It's like,
Yeah, we just got here.
Yeah,
Like,
we all just kind of
we walked in the door
and we
got to the booth and the stream went live.
Exactly.
We haven't been around yet.
So we're gonna
When we
film some
walked in,
stuff.
we got handed a microphone and said, "Here."
Yeah,
Go.
live now.
The problem is we were going to do a little walkabout and show you some cool stuff, but
the
every
Wi-Fi-
time I move, I get shouted at on stream because it goes to like 240p and it gets really bad. So yeah.
I'll film a video.
Here
There'll be a
about
video.
30 minutes earlier, but Shanghai traffic is Shanghai traffic.
Shanghai
so-
traffic is all night.
God, it's insane.
Yeah. And it's pretty wild being on like a bus. You guys can't.
No, we had
Oh,
a
you're on a
taxi.
bus.
And,
We were on a bus, and that guy. There were a few times where I just shut my eyes. I was
Yeah.
like, "We're all gonna die.
yeah,
This is over."
I had the grab handle pretty much in a death grip the whole time.
Yeah.
If for nothing else, to keep my head from bouncing off the ceiling.
Yeah. It was wild. Okay, so yeah, we'll record a video and Canuck creator over here will do a video on his channel. You'll get to see some of the really cool stuff. But yeah, other than that, guys, it's 240p even now. Yeah, you see exactly.
Yeah.
That is unfortunately what it is.
Yeah.
Might want to end it now while we have a connection.
DVD compatible with the Clifford AFC add-on. Box Turtle guys are working on it. I am not sure. So far, we've developed all the firmware for the VVD ourselves. So there is no Clipper add-on required. It's just going to be a part of Clipper. That's the game class. Bus video. Actually, that's a good idea. We should do like I mean, that really is kind of like real-world death races, right? Like, we should do a bus on the way to Shanghai death racer video.
Oh,
Bus on the way to TCT Shanghai, yeah. All right, guys. Since it's 0.5 frames a second, and my arm is literally about to fall off if I have to hold this camera anymore, we are going to bow out. So, what do you two guys do at BIQU? I am. These are the Voron team, guys. They don't work at BIQU. I'm the technical director of BIGTREETECH, and this is the Voron team. Welcome.
Yeah, and they flew us out. So thank you.
And thank you very much to BIQU and or BIQU and BIGTREETECH for bringing us here to this event. It's great to see 3D printing and additive manufacturing beyond just whole spectrum of both large as the proverbial American SUV. So huge, very much. It's the ABS. I mean, dead dinosaur still. But thank you again. I won't say anything more to spare Luke's arms.
It is literally dying.
Yeah, look, we're watching the camera go down.
It's literally sad. Thanks for joining us. Love you all, and congratulations to the winners of those laser plays. We'll send you some cool update videos on our channels, Facebook and YouTube. So check it out there. Show you some really cool stuff from TCT. Peace out. Thanks again for joining. We know it's late for a lot of you. And goodbye. My arm is very relieved.
Can you hit the button?
Yeah.